Lisa Hoffman, the Home Buddy Realtor, and I'm here with your February 2021 market update. So let's look at what happened in January, and it's exactly what we thought was going to happen. We had a slower, end of November, December because of the holidays and COVID was, rising. And then all of a sudden, January comes and you have all these buyers who are preoccupied, who are like, yeah, new year, new home, and they're out looking for a house and they can't find one because there's no inventory. So typically, January, you start seeing, the inventory kind of picking up after the holidays. And then February, middle to end of February, is really the beginning of spring market. I've been saying I still believe that spring market is going to start later in the year. Why is that? First, you have COVID. It's still, the rates are rising. If you looked at January 10th, we had this huge spike. Our numbers now for COVID are still a little higher than they were in November, December. The vaccine's been delayed a little bit. It's a concern. There are things we can do using Matterport and different tours to help reduce risk, help weed, looky-loos out. But that is still a concern for a lot of, sellers. The second reason is most people who are selling their home have to buy a new home. And if there's no inventory for you to buy their home, there's no inventory for them to go buy something else. So they're waiting for this Goldilocks moment of, I want to sell my house at the highest that I can. I don't want to spend top dollar for my new home. I want to take advantage of, the supply and demand concept. And I'm telling you right now is the time to do that. So why is right now, February 2021, the time to do it? Just like November, the end of October, November was. Because what's going to happen is right now there's not a lot of inventory. So, supply and demand. Come March, and if you say, okay, I'm gonna list today. What is, I'm gonna list today. I still need to get the photographer there. We need to prep your house. We need to get it ready. That takes a week, 2 weeks. Now all of a sudden it's on the market. It takes a week, 2 weeks, highest and best. And February is a short month. Now you're in March and it's okay, we're under contract, time to go look for a new house. And hey, look, we're in spring market and now there's additional inventory and prices are regulating themselves. And the final thing is the economy. I talk about it more in the blog. There's always something kind of looming in the background. You can read it, for the impact that it has. So what are my predictions for 2021 as a whole on our spring market? Like I said, I'm really thinking March. Why I think that is really having a lot to do with COVID, with the vaccines being kind of pushed out, and people are kind of waiting. They're kind of waiting, and in their mind, they're like, you know what, I want to list in the spring. So I think that's going to be the turning point. I don't know that the vaccines or anything like that is actually going to help, but in their mind, they believe, hey, I want to list in spring market because that's when I'm going to get the most for my house. They're wrong. They're not. Right now is when you get the most for the house. But for buyers, that's great news because it means that all this inventory is going to be hitting the market, which is going to give you options. And I don't really see too many more buyers because we're seeing a ton of buyers out there right now. So I think it's probably going to be the same number of buyers. We're just going to have more houses, bigger selection to choose from. So recap, if you're a seller, give me a call like today. Pick up the phone right now. If you are a buyer, please be patient with me. I'm sending you stuff. Take a look at it. If you're interested, we'll go look at it in person. But don't get discouraged if it's literally the only game in town, because it's not going to be like that for long.